Brian Powell of I Run Far here with Tony Krupicka before the 2012 Speedgoat 50k. How's it going, Tony?
It's going well, Brian. How are you?
All right. It's been a long time since you raced, man.
Oh my God. Yeah, it's 18 months, I guess, almost exactly. Rocky Raccoon 2011, last year, February. The last time I raced, and yeah, I'm just really excited to get back at it. Training's been going well for the last couple of months, so I'm definitely feeling fit and healthy. So yeah.
So you had first you had a broken leg, correct? Is that the?
No. First I had the shin issue. Okay. Yeah, like the posterior tibialis tendonitis. Then I broke my leg last summer. Kind of coming off of the shin was just starting to sort of get healthy. Then I broke my leg and was out for 3 months with that the entire summer. But then when I came back from that, pretty much literally within 5 days of returning to running, the same shin injury flared back up because it was the same leg that I broke. Mm-hmm. So it got kind of weak and atrophied, and I probably didn't rehab it quite enough. And so then it was just this cycle of feeling okay, and then probably like rushing back into things too quickly, and just over and over again. And finally, this last spring, things started working again.
And what happened? What did you change that it started working again?
I mean, it's not like there's no one thing, you know. I really worked on strengthening the area. I kind of just sort of resolved to being like patient with it, I guess.
Something that you've not
always horrible at it. Yeah, no. I mean, I just get really excited about a little glimmer of hope in the injury, and I come back and do like a 2-hour run or something, and it just sets it back. And so yeah, I was just really patient with it, really just tried to like let go of any sort of competitive ambitions. And I don't know, taking the trip to Spain seemed to be really good for it because it kind of forced me to rest for 10 days or something. But then there's just, I don't know, good energy there for sure. And I was like, came back with a really positive mindset about running and injury itself. And I just kind of built momentum ever since I got back from Zagama, I guess.
When you were injured, most of the time you weren't running a whole lot, but you were hiking a ton still, correct?
Right. Yeah. I mean, I think I was telling someone else in a different interview recently that even though I wasn't able to run, I was still getting a lot of summits, and I was still kind of getting like the uphill aggression out for sure, because you can really hike hard uphill on a steep grade and go anaerobic, like totally anaerobic, especially at altitude. So I was doing that daily, but the downhills were just super tedious and frustrating. Like hiking downhill wasn't very fun, but I was still putting in. Some days I would still put in 2 green summits, and that went on for months, September of last year until May of this year. So yeah.
And when you started running again, how quickly did you jump back into your mileage?
Oh boy!
I mean, because
it's funny. Because even now I still do a ton of hiking,
Yeah.
Like I don't even really track miles anymore. It's much more, I can tell you last week I did like 26 or 27 hours, but it wasn't, of that, the amount that was running, I mean, the amount of mileage I did, I think, it was in the ballpark, maybe 130 miles. That's a pretty slow 130 miles, 27 hours. But so a lot of it's still hiking, because that's just the kind of terrain that I seek out now.
Even though you're still only doing a mix of hiking and running still.
That's by design, though. I could be running 100% if I wanted to.
How's your fitness?
I think it's really good. I mean, here we are Thursday before a race on Saturday, and it's a really stacked race, and I could look silly on camera being like, I feel great and fit and ready to go, and then have a bad race, but I don't think that's going to happen. I'm really feeling fit, and everything I've done in training has indicated I'm in the best shape of my life, and I'm really excited about that. So we'll see.
How's it stack up this weekend? Great field. Who's gonna be up there right at the front?
Right at the front. I mean, I see myself obviously, but Killian, he's the best runner in the world in the mountains. So he's gonna be hard to beat. And I think Ricky Gates is gonna run really well. I got out for a run with him last week. I was really beat down from a long run I did, but he seemed pretty strong. We went for a run up Green and Boulder. Max is just sort of the consummate runner in general. Like, he can do anything. And, I think this race, I don't know what he's been doing, if he's been sleeping at altitude 10 or what, so 11,000 feet could hurt him a little bit, maybe, if he's coming from Oregon. But I think he's probably been out at Steens Mountain or something. Who else? Jason Schlarb has been, you know, living in the mountains, training in the mountains. Had a really good race at San Juan Solstice. God, there's a whole handful of people like Nick Clark, Dylan Bowman, Jason Leete from Canada. Again, altitude will be a factor. A lot of guys I think will be able to touch by the altitude. I was thinking Jason Bryan, altitude, yeah, hard to say. Jorge Maravilla, same thing. I know I'm forgetting people, but but it's Justin Ricks I just ran into this morning. He's been running a lot at altitude actually because I've run into him a couple times up in Leadville. But I don't know. Let's see.
So you were out at Hard Rock recently. Were you itching? You had an entry into Hard Rock.
Yeah.
You didn't take it.
Yeah.
How are you feeling?
A little bit of regret. A little bit of regret. It's hard to, you know, it's a really difficult thing to decide about because this shin injury has been really up and down the whole time. You know, I mean, the reason that I decided not to do Hard Rock is about a month before the race, I kind of had a little flare up with it again because I did like a 8-hour run on it. You know, it's like, well, if I'm going to do Hard Rock, I should be able to run for 8 hours, you know? And even that run had a lot of hiking in it. And the shin flared up after that. So it's like, well, if I can't do 8 hours, like there's no way I'm going to be able to do 24 hours in the course, you know? So I decided I wasn't going to do Hard Rock. And then, like 2 days before the race, I mean, I was down there, so I was like, well, I'm going to run a section of the course. Did 8 hours on it. Felt great. Like the shin was totally fine. Paced Joe for 8 hours on it a day and a half later or something. And then like another 3 days later, did an 11.5-hour run last Tuesday, and it's been completely fine, totally untouched. So I feel 100% healthy now, but definitely some regret that I didn't do Hard Rock. You know? It's just like such a good race this year. The course was so fast, and I think this direction's the more fun direction to do it. You know, not having to run up all those long gradual grades. But hopefully I'll get into the race again in the future and give it a shot.
So you're fit. You've had a long layoff from racing. How are you going to hold yourself back from not over-racing or over-eventing in the next couple months?
Over-eventing? Well, I mean, I'm just going to listen to my legs, you know. If things... Hopefully injuries aren't an issue, but also just like energy and burnout can be an issue. And, you know, I have a lot of fun stuff lined up starting in September. But if I'm just completely worked after Leadville, you know, next month in August, I'm not going to go to Spain and do cavals and on dead legs. You know, I want to go unrested and feeling good. So we'll see. I just play it by ear and see how it goes. I mean, I need to be traveling to South Africa for New Balance anyhow. So that trip should be happening anyways. And so I don't know. We'll see how if Cavals happens or reunion. But right now I'm 100% happy.
Yeah. So you have Cavall de Vent on the schedule. You have Diamond of Foo and reunion.
Yep.
You've talked about Nolan's 14.
Yeah, see, that's the thing that's going to get squeezed out the most because there's 6 weeks between Leadville and Cavals. And I want to be at my best going to Cavals. Killian's going to be there again. Miguel might be racing. Andy Simmons is racing.
About a 50-miler.
Yeah, Dakota's racing. Joe's going to be there. It's going to be a super deep field, you know. So if anything, I might just shoot for maybe do like 10 peaks or something of Nolan's just to kind of get a sense of, or just kind of like get a pace set for like what I could do on that line. You know, last week I did the first 5 peaks before getting hailed and lightninged out. I could have gotten 7 really easily, but yeah, we'll see. I'm not going to force anything. It's, you know, it's a lot of vertical on that line. Like it can beat you down for sure. So yeah, I'm just gonna try to be smart about it.
Well, it's so good to see you back racing and feeling good, Tony. And good luck this weekend.
Yeah, thanks a lot, Brian.